All right, everyone. So in this video, we're doing, I guess you could say, podcast episode number 2. You guys liked the other one, so we're going to do this again. Probably once every month about, I actually don't know when the last one was, but I'm going to say around a month ago. Maybe 3 weeks. I don't fucking know, but it was at least 2-3 weeks ago. So I have Burger with me. Say hello.
Hey, what's up?
So we're going to talk about some different points. The points we're going to talk about are all the ones on screen. So the thoughts on the anniversary as a whole and content. So in terms of the events and the theme choice, then thoughts on Gojo and Shoko's kit, because Shoko's kit is pretty much, we know pretty much all of it. Part 3, who will it be? What do we need from part 3 for this anniversary to be considered a success? What needs to happen in June and July? Talk about other updates, so like the event rerun, and then maybe tower update 100, floor 100 happening. And then also very important, which I'm very passionate about because I think it's ass, is the sweep bosses. So we're going to get into that. Now, what do you think about the anniversary, Burger? What do you think so far?
We haven't gotten much content, really.
No.
It's pretty much just this one event that we're doing, and it's just very repetitive. I like the boosted percent buffs for that.
Yeah, it's goated.
So I'm getting like 240 right now. So many resources. Yep. That's great. But actual gameplay content, not really much going on.
Nah, that's the thing. I think we're gonna tie the sweep into this actually, so we're gonna take that out. We're gonna talk about it now. I do think the sweep was a fail, but what I do want to talk about before that is I think like these units specifically and just what they're trying to make this anniversary about is preparing us / helping us clear the previous tower floors they released. That's how it always seemed to me. Is that, especially with Gojo, it allows you to clear easier the tower floors. So it's kind of ass, but they released the tower content earlier, so we had something. And for the people that didn't clear, tower with the resources they got and the new units being Gojo, Shoko, and probably Red Ghetto is what's going to help them clear these tower floors. And that's kind of what they banked on for the content. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, this is all about making the current content easier. Nothing about like power creep at all. I feel like Gojo is just not good enough to power creep the game. So most of this stuff has been revolving around the current content that we have.
I do think that power creep, we could definitely say there is some power creep, but because he is like a tier above the other green DPSs, it's pretty obvious.
But Sukuna's still Sukuna.
Yeah, but I don't think he needed to beat Sukuna because Sukuna already power creeped the game and he could clear all the content. So Gojo being around that level is good enough also. And we also have to think like we're using a Gojo dupe 0, dupe 1 to dupe 5 Sukuna, which does have some impact. And also we don't have Shoko yet. Shoko is another big part we're missing. And it's like, okay, we could go all day being like, okay, Sukuna doesn't need someone like Shoko. Sure, but we're still going towards a mono meta. So it's like, you're going to need these units anyway. You're going to need to build a full like model team in a lot of cases. So it's like, I think giving the argument that Gojo is meant to be ran with Shoko and being like, okay, Shoko has this is fair when people are like, okay, Sukuna could use the wing Gojo, right? Like people say that all the time. So if people are saying you could use the wing Gojo with Sukuna, then it's as fair to say that you could use Shoko with Gojo. I think that that's logical, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's...
I mean, it's going to be busted when Sukuna actually gets a good Jujutsu buffer.
Yeah.
Like, that's just... He's going to be king of the game again. He's going to destroy absolutely everything.
That second anniversary Shoko is going to hit like crack, okay? He's going to get his blue Shoko and then it's going to be over with. Bro, I'm telling you. It's crazy how Ghetto and Shoko are like... Ghetto, Shoko, Gojo are the only units being the most consistent in this game. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's literally the trio.
Two fantastic units.
Yeah. And then Ghetto too. Like he's 2 for 2 right now. Probably going to be 3 for 3. So it's like... It's crazy. Gojo, 5 for 5. Shoko, 2 for 2 SSRs. Ghetto, 2 for 2 SSRs. Like, they are the only units who've stayed consistent in this game. Not even Yuji. Not even fucking Yuji has stayed this consistent, which is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Like, they are giving... I mean, it's obvious. It's the, like, HI trio, right? It is the trio in the game. It is the Gojo trio. Like, it's obvious why they're getting love. Still, it's pretty funny. Now, in regards to sweep... I'm going to say why it's ass, and you could give me your reasons why you don't like it. I'm saying it's ass because there's a sweep update, 0 new rewards, 0 new SP buffs. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? So you bring up a new update. The only new content update for the anniversary and there's no cubes you could get from this. Like, I don't think it's crazy to say you get to a sweep level 10, you get 500 cubes per color. That's 2,000 cubes right there. That is not that crazy to say. It isn't. It really is not, okay? And then furthermore, not only is this sweep update not giving any like new materials or like new missions, oh, by the way, no new SP buffs, no new buffs to actually make use of this and have fun in this new game mode, which is also just as silly, because why are we changing this new game mode without at the same time bringing new character buffs? I don't give a fuck if they're with Ghetto. Ghetto is still at least 2 weeks away. Like, it makes no damn sense at all to bring out this new content and do absolutely nothing new for the game when even the content itself is not harder in any way and does not shift things at all. Do you agree with everything I said, or do you have other points to add?
I mean, yeah, it's just, they're just delaying. This doesn't feel like it's an actual progression of the content.
No.
It's just, we slightly changed some things. We actually made it more annoying than before. Like, the red boss and the yellow boss are just so annoying to fight, removing ult gauge and then decreasing other stuff like that. It's just not, like, fun. They didn't change anything. Yeah. It's just making it more annoying and RNG based.
I think what they should have done is, like, these should have been like a second stage, right? You clear the first one on 10, and then you get access to the second one, and it has like 75 million HP instead of 68. Like, maybe the first phase has an extra like 500k, which would arguably make it more difficult, because it would at least waste one turn in that first phase, which can definitely mess things up depending on the unit. So I think they could have done that instead to make it at least a bit better, because, okay, it's fine to like change the bosses. I'm all for it. But if you're going to change the bosses, at least bring a new element outside of just new bosses. Because sure, it's great to get new content. However, the number one thing of why new content is also really good to actually do is for the fucking rewards that are non-existent. So I do not get what they did with this. I think it was an ass update. I was honestly getting on board with the fact, because Mark was bringing it up, how like they could have sneak added in some SP buffs, which they decided not to do for some reason, which makes no sense, because if we check it out, I think we were due for some SP buffs, right?
Yeah.
Like, we could have gotten Red Yuji. I think Red Yuji would have been fine, because he would have been good for all the floors except for 60, which would have also still allowed Red Ghetto to sell, right? I think, like, it just makes sense. That for blue, they could have...
Especially if he supports Yuji.
What do you mean? Oh, like Ghetto. Yeah. I get you. And then even for blue, like, they could have done Gojo or like another unit like Kamo, like given some value to one of these units. And they also could have done someone like Miwa, because she's in standard, and they did Saki before she was even in the standard. So we could have had something like Miwa if they wanted to like kind of cook and let her be more of a sub DPS. And then for green, I think everyone's on board for a green Maki now, because she desperately needs it. So, like, we could have gotten Maki too, and it would have been, like, Taijutsu Stonks, which would have been pretty good. And then for yellow, I think, like, someone like Inumaki or even yellow Nanami, it's about time for Nanami. Like, he could cook, but he does need a bit more.
He's lost a lot of value because in these newer floors, you can't bring people that are off type as much.
Yeah. I mean, it still works with his kit to be yellow advantage, because, like, he gets the extra CE, ult gauge and shit. But definitely, like, they could do shit with those units. But they're deciding to push it back, which I don't understand. I don't get why they're doing that, because now we're going into the third part. And the problem is, if there's no third part, this is going to be the worst anniversary. When I said, guys, I just want to make sure this is clear. When I said this is the best update, I was including the idea that one, we would have a third part with Ghetto, and two, there would be SP buffs in that third part. However, I just don't see the logic in bringing new fucking content for Sweep without changing anything else. Like, nothing new was added. No new missions, no cubes, no SP buffs. They could have easily done 2 batches of SP buffs just to make it like a bit fresh, but they decided not to, which is very weird, because then we're getting new content in June and July with the bosses for Illusory Realm, which is cool. However, April, Tower, June, Illusory Realm, fucking nothing in May. I don't get it. And I'm saying there's nothing in May. Also, in terms of fucking rewards, am I tweaking? I'm pretty sure Anniversary is going to give us less cubes than like other months.
It feels like it. I've been getting like nothing.
I actually don't get it. Like, it makes no sense. So we have the story event. That's $26.90. We have the 3,000 gift. And then we have, oh, by the way, Shoko's is a, what's it called? What's the event called? Memory Quest.
Is it a map?
That's going to give not even 1,500, guys. we're gonna literally get less in May than we have in like April and March, which is crazy. It's just absolutely insane to think about how little they're giving us in terms of rewards, and that could have easily been solved by a well, I guess Ghetto's gonna get a map event, but that's gonna be in June. That is gonna be in June, so it's like they're not doing much. They're not doing much for this anniversary now, because I think Sweep just deserved a little more love for this update, and they did not cook with it at all. At all, I think.
Like, there's nothing to spend these rewards that we're getting on. Like, all these XP orbs and all the JP and all the new sweep, or quote-unquote new sweep rewards.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing to give them to. There's no one to work towards or to try out. It's just, here's some new sweep content, quote-unquote.
Anniversary, like, okay, I was, at first, my thoughts were like, okay, Annie's supposed to be a time where you're able to get, like, it should be the prime time to be able to boost your account up and help you clear tower. And I'm like, at first I was like, okay, there's no SP buffs, so this means it's idiotic. But now I'm like, okay, there was standard update, which does count for it. However, I'm of the opinion that we should have gotten both standard update and at least 4 SP buffs for anniversary. Because we got some in January, then a month and a half later, we got some in March, which means a month and a half later, we should have got some in May, which it's the 25th, no SP buffs. So I don't know if they're going to shadow drop them with Shoko, but at the time of recording, we have no SP buffs. And okay, they could easily redeem it with part 3. However, if it was going to be in part 3, release the fucking sweep update with the SP units. I just think that's a logical way that it should be, but it's not what they did, right? It's weird. It's weird. Do you have any comments?
It's just a strange way to present this new content to us. Like, I'm presuming we're going to get some sort of SP buff with Gato, because that's just like the only thing that makes sense. What else are we going to do in the game at that time if they don't?
That's it.
So it's just, at least they gave us the extra tries early, I guess, because they did change that. Gives us a little bit more time, I guess you could argue. But like we've had plenty of time to build up rewards. We've got nothing.
I gotta say though, in terms of like rewards and in terms of mats, not rewards. Mats and rewards, very different things. But in terms of mats, it's been a lot. Like, we've gotten a lot. It's been pretty, like, every day I'm getting like 3 to 5 million beacons from just the 900 that we get basically every day. It's pretty goated.
The AP is very nice. I am happy about that. But then again, there's not much content to put it towards. You're just doing that event. And
it is tower. No, I do think it is tower. Like, thing is, unless you're pay to win, you did not clear tower. Like, unless you're like high end pay to win, you did not clear tower. Because you miss one unit, go fuck yourself, right? That's basically how this tower is. So I do think they structured it in a way that's kind of ass, because it's like, oh, we're bringing out the tower floors so it doesn't count towards anniversary. It just leaves a bit of a stain in my mouth, because it's like, we get 20 tower floors before, we get 2 illusory updates after, but nothing in terms of new plus rewards during anniversary.
So I just feel like there needed to be some sort of intermediary event or new change or something to just make us have something to work towards.
It sucks because like the sweep is good, but I'm still gonna call it ass, because there's cool. We get the new bosses. However, guys, I cleared it first try with my my Gojo, right? Like, that shit was not hard. I'm pretty sure Nameless cleared the blue type advantage on auto with Sukuna, right? I think that's what I saw. So it's like, okay, they added new gimmicks. That's cool. However, it's not really that much more difficult. And it's also the fact that, okay, what you bring in new content for the exact same rewards. Nothing new. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy to me. I don't get how in big 2025, we have a new game mode that number 1 doesn't give any cubes and number 2 isn't releasing their updates alongside updates for the thing that they give the materials for. The only material we get from Sweep is SP materials, and we did not get SP like units for the SP mat change, or like for the boss change. So I would say in terms of the Sweep battle update, it is ass. It is just ass. I thought there would be new missions. I was so sure, or I thought there would be SP buffs. One of the two had to happen. Neither happened. 0 out of 10, honestly.
They failed us.
It was just not good. Because this is the only content update we're going to get during Annie. Unless, no wait, Toji is with Ghetto, right? I think.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm interested to see what that formidable battle is.
Yeah, no, that's good. However, those also just give like 1,000 cubes. So it's like, have fun with your fuck ass rewards. Fuck ass. Like, you are getting fuck all for this anniversary, which is crazy. They gotta, like, they do got to start giving more cubes, which we're going to talk about with the event rerun later, but not right now. So now we're going to get on to Gojo and Shoko's kit. Let's see how that goes. So I'll hear your thoughts first. I've talked about them quite extensively already.
Do you want to start with the good or the bad?
Talk about Gojo, whatever you want to say.
So I really do like what they did with Gojo's kit. I'm glad, like in your video, you said he's not just twice ult, twice buff then ult. He has more variety to his kit, and there's a lot more that you can do with him. His counters are cool. I wish they were more often. You'd get them more often because they don't really show up very much.
Because they're really good. They're like insanely good. It's insane.
Yeah, that 500% is a crazy number. Higher than like anything else in the game when it comes to counters.
The highest I've popped up was 6 million, but I was also missing a Degumi stack. So it could have been like maybe 7 mil on a counter. That also buffs you. It's insane.
And something like that can even put a boss into break and make your team survive. Like those kind of interactions are awesome to me because it's just different ways to clear content. The only thing I do not like about him is that you have to build your like team's you have to build up to his buff, his awakened state. You have to go by that. You can't manipulate it any other way. Like any other unit, you can time their things when you want, but when it comes to Gojo and Tinjo, they have to be timed based on their awakened state or Tinjo's buff state.
I'm gonna stop you there, and I think the main reason is because every single unit kit is built the same way. Literally the same way. Buff, alt. That's literally all it was. You build up for 3 turns and then you ult. That's literally just how the structure was with slight variations. So while you're right, I don't think I would necessarily say it as a negative because this is the first time we see a unit be good while being different, right? Because with Tinjo, I do get it. Like, it is very weird with how he works. Just because like of the interaction with his buff and the like special jujutsu shit. And also the attack community that kind of fucks you up. That, sure, I get it. It was a bit weird. However, he's still good. He still clears most of the content and he works for me. But for Honored One, the thing is, he still works. He works in all the content. He's cleared all the content at A0.
100%.
So it's like, while we're saying this, it's also the fact that for 67, bro, he literally worked with two standard units. Wait, who was it? It was Green Ghetto, a standard unit, Momo, a standard unit, and SR Kaido. A very easy team. And he worked. So, yes, you do have to build around it, but I think that can't be a con. It's just you have to think more to make sure it works. But it's actually, I find, more fun. I think what you just explained is how they managed to make his kit more fun.
I think, yeah, you're right. And I think it's better than Tinjo's 100% because you can time when he awakens and it's for 8 turns.
Yeah.
Tinjo's is much worse because you start out in it and then you also, it's only 5 turns.
Yeah.
And he does need significantly more time to build up to a max nuke though.
Yeah.
Big fan of nuking. So that's something that's a negative in my mind.
I think it's fine because it's a 30, we're in here for 30 turns and his skill 2 is fucking broken, bro. It's insane. Yeah.
It's great. It is nice because when you first start out with him, you're building up those S2 counts, and then you can awaken. You keep those because you keep them when you awaken. Yeah. I think it works really well. But I think you start to run into problems after the first ult because you can't keep that same flow.
Yeah.
Because one, he gets his ult quicker, so you have less time to build up counts, and it just kind of steamrolls into doing less damage.
I do agree. However, it's still good damage. That's the thing. Like, I'm still doing damage after he ults, but it is less. However, I do think that's fine because, like, the first nuke is, like, just realistically higher than pretty much almost anything else in the game if you get it obviously optimized. But I can see that. I just think that if it was the same, like, if it didn't leave the stack, then he would have probably been better than Sukuna if we're being real.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess they wanted to hold him back a bit. I honestly,
yeah, it would have been too overpowered if he kept his stacks.
Dude, oh my god, bro,
constant 210% Jujutsu
that would have been
boost
crazy, especially on his fucking 750 S2s. Oh, dude, that would be too good. So I get why they took it off. I do agree, but I think I think the only problem that we really have is the inconsistency of the counter. It's just too inconsistent.
Yeah, it's really hard to pull off because then you're sacrificing counts if you want to use his self buff.
Yeah.
The only other time you're really using it is right before ult, so it just it's a little strange, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a cool mechanic that can come in clutch
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's just like, bro, I'm not getting that shit. I'm just not getting that shit. It's just,
Me either.
it doesn't work that well. Now, let's go on to
It's
Shoko.
already a 1 in 4
We'll talk
chance.
about Shoko now because I feel like we've yapped enough about Honored One. I just think Shoko is a really good fucking like design wise and just unit that's broken, honestly.
They did just enough to make her different from her yellow variant while also still making her a broken support,
Yeah.
which is perfect. Perfect design.
Yeah.
Perfect support. She's gotten 2 fantastic units.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely want to make Shokos good. I just it kind of sucks that they waited last minute to release Yellow Shoko, and then it's like, oh yeah, here's 2 Shokos in 3 months. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it is a little strange. I think they maybe should have released one like initially with the .5 anniversary, given people a support there.
Yeah. I would say like I like how it's probably gonna be a 3-turn buff, so her buff values are gonna be insanely high. Like they would be at least like 60% per buff minimum, because it's 195. I'm just basing it off of the Yellow Shoko, because Yellow Shoko is also a 3-turn buff, and considering that, I think they're gonna stick with it, and it's
Yeah, it seems
gonna be
like the
good.
the SSR characters have 4-turn or 3-turn buffs. Like
Oh
SSR
yeah,
Yaga is the same
true.
way. SSR Shoko is the same way. Like when they get, I mean, Gato is a like Teen Gato is an example. I guess he isn't.
Yeah,
But
but he,
for buffers, at least, it seems like that's the
yeah,
trend.
yeah, no, that's true. I think it's also just Shoko in general. It's gonna be 3 turns, and bro, her ult, if it's a 3-turn continuous heal, instant god tier. Just if it's 3 turns of like 8k heal, and you could like get that shit rather frequently, dude, she's gonna be
You're
busted.
literally never dying.
Like, thing is, this is 100% of base. It's 90%. It's basically 90% heal total of everyone's HP bar. This is gonna be like almost 300 in a battle, which is insane. And then you also have her skill 3 heal, and then her skill 2 still buffing with less CE needed. And then on the off turns, she has her skill 1 to give her extra CE. Like, she's just going to be very good. And also, very cool, it gives 5% energy. However, the SP buff has 5% energy in it, so she only needs to use it once to get technically an extra 10 that's usable, which is definitely some interaction, I would say, that works pretty well with the stats that they gave her. Because every unit gets an extra 5% energy and the SP buff hidden potential system, which is pretty nice. So yeah, Shoko's great. I would say like right now, people rate Yaga in SSS. I mean, I saw it, which is fair,
Yeah.
but Shoko's also going in there because Yaga, he technically does work off of mono, but you're mainly only using him on mono in the more difficult floors. So Shoko is literally better than Yaga in terms of what she's doing. So just she is really that good, and she's goated. I mean, there's not much more we could say. We don't have her yet, so we don't know how exactly the continuous heal is going to work. But if it is the exact same heal value as the first heal, she is going to be crazy good. Crazy good, for sure. For sure.
These mono supports are going to be fantastic. We're definitely moving into a meta where they're all going to be mono for these floors. And they're just making full 1-color teams so good. They're so
Yeah.
busted. The composition and the work,
The-
how they go all together, is perfect.
The only thing is, if they're going to make these mono colors, increase our cube value, the cube currency that we get by like 50%. Like deadass. We need,
Because it's harder for people to get the proper supports for all those teams.
like, bro, number one, those tower floors should have given minimum 500. Fuck are we doing giving 300 per tower floor still? Makes no sense.
They're literally they quadrupled the HP of the floors and the difficulty, and then they didn't increase any of the rewards.
And yeah, no, it makes no sense. I think they like the easiest way you change that shit and make it better. Dailies give 100 cubes. Bada bing, bada boom. Free. It's just free. Like they should definitely be doing that. 100 cubes per day is what 3,000 instead of what 900. So it's a lot better. It's a free way to give a bit extra, but they definitely need to do more because it's all fine and dandy having mono teams, but ain't no one gonna have full mono teams unless you start giving more cubes or the packs are way more free to play, low spender friendly. Because bro, It's rough. It's rough. It's so rough. I don't know. Do they play their game? Like, what is this 30 cubes per day? That shit makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. I don't know what they're doing. Like, when you're doing less than a Hoyoverse gacha game, there's a problem. There is a big problem. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is 900 cubes in a month is just ridiculous. You can't give your players one summon per month.
One multi, but yeah, no,
yeah, one multi.
It's crazy. We definitely need more for that, but I don't know. I'm going to save that for another video and a whole video, but yeah, this also is going to tie into event reruns. It depends on what they do for that, but we're going to talk about that later. Now we're going to talk about part 3. Who will it be? What do we need for part 3 in the overall anniversary to not be considered an L? As I would say most players are starting to consider it. Not considering it yet because we don't have the full picture. We don't. So what do you think?
Well, we definitely need at least a part 3 unit because technically they haven't announced that. I saw on that phone website that they made, there's like a part 3 that's pretty much confirmed because there was a section for it. But they haven't said anything in game or anything or given any hints to it. With Toji coming, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But Gato would be awesome. Some sort of Hybera people are talking about, but I don't think that's going to be him.
No, for
just
sure.
because it's the trio.
Yeah, that's it. If they're releasing a Shoko for anniversary, that means Gato's coming for sure. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Then we definitely need SP buffs because it's so stupid that they updated it, didn't give us anything.
Yeah.
Reggie, please come home. I need you for these later Taijutsu tower floors.
Dude, he would be great.
I don't have anything invested into red Taijutsu.
In terms of the JP community, guys, he is, I think, the most beloved unit that doesn't have an SP buff. Like, he's just great. He's great. He's consistent, very easy to use. And he's kind of fun. I don't know. I like even using him without SP buffs. I have fun. So I really hope he does come. Fun. But no, we need a part 3 for many reasons. Number 1, if we don't get another typing in this anniversary, it will go down in my head as one of the worst anniversaries I've seen in a gacha game, period. Because you're only buffing one color out of 4 in a game that usually releases 2 units per month. And then you're not even bringing buffs. And they're not even bringing buffs. Like, what the fuck are we doing? At that point, what are we doing? What are we doing? There's 4 tower floors, 4 colors to use in tower. Not only that, you need to have model teams built for every single one. And then you're only buffing one of the 4 colors. No. Especially,
and they're both limited units. You're not going to be able to get these in the future.
Nope. So
you're just locked out of it.
So that's why, especially since they're limited, we need some type of buffs. And you might be like, oh, but first Annie didn't have. Yes, they did. You know what? They had their normal buffs. They had the buffs with Geto, Yuta, and Yuji. So they had buffs. The fact that we can't even get 2 or 3 SP buffs, obviously, but still, it would be crazy. What is it? Half anniversary, Tinjo, yellow, green Geto, green, Toji, red. First anniversary, yellow Zonji, red Domain Gojo, and then we could also count for sure Sukuna in that time period because of how close it was to anniversary. Okay, so I really do think if we don't get SP buffs this anniversary and Geto, obviously this anniversary is not gonna go down in history as a good anniversary because buffing only one color out of 4 when we just had power creep, we just had it, guys, we just had it. The whole consensus was that 1.5 anniversary is when power creep would be handled and when we'd be able to kind of clear it easier. If they don't do that, it's going to be ass. It's just going to be ass. I've made my point clear before. This is my opinion. And also why Geto would be good is because he would be so fun on red. Oh my god. You want to talk a bit about that? How he would work on red?
I mean, we don't have any good debuffers on red. Red Inumaki, he's
a fraud.
Not good because his 2-turn debuff, it just sucks. Everything is on his S2, and then it costs 30 CE. His ult doesn't do anything besides some damage. It's just, he's a failure of a unit, especially as a debuffer.
Yeah.
So we need someone in red to do that job because there just isn't anyone.
Yeah.
They're missing that entire portion.
Because it's like, not even that. Inumaki's value is 80%, when someone like Green Ghetto's is 160. He's half. And then it's harder to get. So having someone like a red Geto would be goated because number 1, it could be an AoE debuffer for once, which would be really cool. Like they could easily make him be an AoE red debuffer, and that would be perfect for floor 80 also. And then number 2, he would be able to do damage alongside Domain Gojo and Yuta, which would make it so that you could clear floor 80 much easier. for sure with difficulty. But imagine a red Ghetto increasing the damage more than any other unit on that team, especially because debuffs on floor 71 to 80 are not nerfed. It's only buffs, which means Ghetto's value is going to be really good in that, right? So that is going to be great. Ghetto is going to do his damage, and at the same time help Yuta and Gojo do more damage. So Ghetto is the perfect pick because he's cool with Gojo and Yuta. Imagine Gojo, Yuta, and Ghetto on the same team, on the same color would be sick, right? Number 2, his damage would be great as a sub DPS, and number 3, his support would be stellar, especially because he gets cursed energy so easily. It's fun, okay? So Ghetto's the perfect pick. We need red. We're gonna get the trio. It's pretty obvious at this point. Like, everything points towards it. And guys, everything points towards it. So yeah, hopefully we get Ghetto. But for this anniversary to be good, we need SP buffs and hopefully good amount of cubes in part 3. Because part 2 is going to give us like 2,000 cubes if we count the marathon, which is ass. Now, I'm pretty sure the marathon, it showed, what was it?
There's 2
map
more
events and a powerful enemy, right?
Yeah.
So they might come out at the same time with Ghetto, which could happen, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, doesn't the banner run until like June 30th or something like that?
July.
So they have time. July. That far?
Let me check.
I think the banner runs until then.
It's like July. It's like the first days of July. July 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, they have some time to release it. An entire month, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they'll give us more content sooner than later.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see for that. Now, next up, I mean, this is going to tie in. What do we think needs to happen in June and July? I think June, we need, like, a good amount of currency because, holy fuck. I do think this is really silly, but I really do think that they're giving us less cubes because these banners run longer. Is how it's seeming to me.
Yeah, but they're not giving content for us to farm cubes with, especially as like a player who's done like all the content. There's just nothing.
Yeah,
and I can see as a free-to-play player, you could be also out of content to do, and you're fucked. You're not able to get any of this new stuff.
Yeah, no, it does suck. I just think it's ass. And it does leave, I think, a bad stain in our mouth because most of. I said it again. I mean,
you said it again.
Well, like. You know, is that not a saying? Hold on, guys. Bad stain. What is it?
It's a bad taste in your mouth.
Oh, oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. All right. Well, it does leave a bad taste in our mouth because we just went from January to May without like besides Shoko, like not even like no unit really changed the meta. Nothing really great released in terms of units. And it was more of a backtrack. Like, most of these units could have released in 2024, in the first half of 2024, and nothing would have been that surprising with these units, right?
I mean, we're out here using units that are so old, like Blue Yuji and Yellow Inamaki, who have not got SP buffs or anything.
Nope.
We're just finding new uses for them because they haven't given us anything new.
That's it. So it does suck that, like, this is following the kind of really ass 2025 that we've had. So in June, what I need is, well, first of all, the event rerun. If it's not giving at least 1,000 cubes per event, throw it in the trash. Just, it's over. It's cooked.
It'll be disappointing, but I will be happy that I can get the memories I missed out on.
That's fine. But when you put it into context, this is the cubes they promised. This is the extra cubes they promised. So they got to deliver with it. They just have to.
I hope it's just everything you could get in the original event. If it's not,
it's not because there's only 6 missions. There's only 6 missions per.
It's only 6.
So if you consider that, I'm hoping for at least 1,000. If it's not at least 1,000, it's gonna be ass. I'm just saying, guys. Like, we need, like, especially with what they've promised, we need like at least 6,000 more per month. We just need 2 more multis per month minimum. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Because if they're releasing 2 units per month, and they're mono now, we just need that much more. Minimum 6,000. So yeah, I do think it's bad. Now the illusory tower is great, or illusory realm, sorry. I do think that Toji's great, and it's probably going to be Dagon in July, because if we're getting a new a new free-to-play unit, it's going to come with a new illusory realm. So it's going to be Dagon probably, and that's also going to mean probably reincarnated Toji in July, which is pretty cool. I just like,
Yeah, that'll be nice
yeah,
to get.
I would say that after that, what we're going to need is probably going to be more tower floors in August. We're going to need some. Like, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't announce more tower floors, because I was high-key, like, if you're going to release tower floors before Annie, I was high-key expecting tower floor 100 for anniversary, like 1.5, but they didn't release it, so I was very surprised. So it's like, okay, we're getting new content, that's great. Like, we're starting to get new content pretty regularly, which is better than before, because tower in April, sweep shitty update in May, then Illusory Realm in June and July. However, if there's no new tower updates, that's gonna be ass, because if we're being real, that's the main thing that people care about. That's it's just how it is. When you do showcases, English community and JP community, it's either sweep or tower. But sweep is also starting to get old now, so that's the thing. We'll have to see with that.
There just needs to be something like they were way too slow on the release for tower floors.
Yeah.
I think I came in at a time where I got treated with so much stuff, and now it's just empty.
Yeah. I think 20 tower floors is perfect. Like, for me, I'm still on them. Like, if you're sweating it, like, that's fine, but it's fine to not have content. This is a gacha game. However, if we don't get new tower floors, I'd say by like August, it's going to be just a bad thing, just in general. It's also going to be nice to get like new content in relation to tower, because by then we will be done floor 80 for sure, especially with Red Ghetto and the other units coming. So to try out the new shiny units, they're gonna have to once again bring out new difficult content. And sure, we could say that the Illusory Realm, the powerful enemy battles are difficult, but it's mainly like gimmick fights if we're being real. And the gimmick fights don't, like, it's not like you need X or Y unit necessarily, okay? I would say in general also, the thing is, tower is permanent, Illusory Realm is not. That's the biggest difference, and why I think Illusory Realm is more important. You got why tower is more important, because you got powerful enemy for maybe 2 weeks, you got tower forever. Big difference, right? Big difference. So they gotta start. I better see tower floor 100 or 90, even 90 is fine, by August, and then yeah, it just has to continue with tower. I mean, listen, if they're doing 20 tower floors, they realize that tower is important. We haven't had a bigger update like that in a while. So they definitely realize it, for sure. For sure.
Because there's like no permanent content that like normal players can do. It's all rotating content at this point.
Yeah.
So if we don't get more tower floors, there's just nothing being added.
Nope.
It's just like limited time events.
And even at that, the limited time events are pretty much ass. For being real, they are pretty much ass. So no one really is playing the game for the story events or the map events, which, by the way, map events, all they have to do, add ranking rewards, instantly better. That's it, instantly better. So please thumbs up. Like, bro, they're adding rankings but not ranking rewards. Are you fucking kidding me? That's actually insane. I don't get why. Like, the minute they add ranking rewards, map events are suddenly way better. Suddenly they're like 5 times better. So hopefully they bring that, because then the only ass event in this game is story events, and I'm fine with that, because that's more of a material grind. So it would be fine. Like, I've lived through BBS point events, I could live through story events, but map events, it's so free. They could make it so easily. Just ranking rewards, and then people are chasing 200 million all of a sudden. So, you know, it would be good. It would be really good, because
there's not much excitement in the JP community when it comes to score events. Like, I think Global is they still have a community around that because of that ranking stuff, but we just have nothing. Like, when I try and go and search out for team comps to try and try different things, there's just no one excited for it.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 people that I know of that I can talk to regularly about it. Everyone else is just so disinterested.
It just is free. Like, this is what I mean, guys. Especially in relation to the sweep, this is gonna like expand on my point. The minute you add rewards to something, it makes free content for you. It's literally free. That's why ranking rewards exist. It works to where it makes the content repetitive, makes you play the game longer, and that's something that sweep should have had. I'm just saying, like, they could have, like, this sweep update. Okay, 2 ways they go about this. Either no new rewards, but this is harder content to where this is like a second stage to where it's like 75 million HP instead of 68. Might not seem like much, but that 7 million is a lot more. Okay, it is a lot more, especially if that's added more so to the first and second phase. They could have done that. No more rewards needed. Or they add more SP buffs and also more rewards, but they don't really make it harder. They just repurpose it. That's it. And they did neither of those, so that's the thing. And that's why I think map events should very much have ranking rewards and it would be so goated. But yeah, overall, I will say the unit choices overall was pretty good. I think everyone's happy with hidden inventory. The only thing is a 5th Gojo. That's the main downside, guys. Like a 5th Gojo. Are we serious? Why does this hurt?
It's a second limited Gojo too.
And why does this hurt, guys? Maybe because the 3 Shibuya units beforehand, completely worthless now. No point in summoning on them as a low spender free to play. So it's like we're 0 for 3 on Shibuya units. I know Burger loves Muta, but they literally replace him fucking 5 months after he releases. What are we doing? What are we doing? Deadass, what are we doing? Like, we're releasing a new Gojo who's good after we fumble 3 units who were pretty niche units, right? A Muta is niche, an Ino is pretty niche, and a Mei is well liked, and all 3 of them are fucking ass. Okay.
They're not gonna get new units too unless they branch off into new stuff, because right now they're only doing like canon things. Yeah. So those characters are spoilers for the manga. They're gone. They're not coming back. I mean, Ino shows up for a little bit. Yeah. Mei I think shows up one more time, but right now they're not gonna release new units for those characters. People who are fans of them severely disappointed.
So yeah, basically it's a wait for the SP buff situation because there's nothing else you could do. Like Mei guys, Mei works, Ino works, Muta works. They're just not the best at what they do and not needed at all. Like I'm never going to be using Mei because Ren Nobara exists. I'm never going to use Ino because in the first place Sukuna exists and also Jogo exists and you don't need Ino, right? And then Muta. Sure, I could maybe use Muta. I have used Muta, but that was before Honored 1 Gojo. So, you know, they just like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with those unit choices. The kit choices, right? And it's like we're going from 5 months of fucking jack shit to new Gojo good. Why? Just why? It makes no sense. I think that's the biggest reason why it sucks. Is because it's like 5 months jack shit. Jogo number 1, Gojo number 1, or you know number 2 DPS, but still.
It's just a cycle of Gojo being in top unit, which makes sense. It's a JJK game. That's probably what most people who play the game want, but it's less exciting.
Make the Gojo good. Just make the other units good too. They could have easily made all of the other ones like SS, and Gojo could have been that little bit better, like SSS, right? So it's like they fumbled. They fumbled. I do think that Gojo's fine, but the problem with this anniversary is everything surrounding it. It's not the anniversary itself. It's everything surrounding it. We had 5 months of just ass updates, unit updates. And then we go into this, new Gojo good. Oh my god, who's surprised? No one, right? And then it's like no SP buffs. The content's ass. So it's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. Yeah. I think they could have done a bit better. But it's going to make them their money. They got number 2 on top grossing, so they're fine. They're money-wise, they're fine. Because that's number 2 on top grossing, not considering the web store. Like, if all the money from the web store went into the actual app, they would have got to number 1, guaranteed, like for sure, without a doubt, because they were number 2. They were right there, but they released special packs for the anniversary, which made people spend on the web store instead of in game, which, you know, good, but still we lost the top grossing because of that. And it's very funny, a lot of our the cubes we get is pretty much relegated and like kind of locked behind top grossing and special gifts. That's it. That's literally it. Because it's like without that, the anniversary just doesn't feel good at all, which is very unfortunate. It's so sad. So yeah, I do think that I'm happy with Gojo. Like we made our points clear. We're happy with the units, especially Shoko.
He's extremely good unit.
It's just everything surrounding the anniversary is kind of unfortunate. The story event too, I've seen a lot of tweets on Twitter. I don't check the story events. I don't really check that shit. But it was pretty cool to see some of the clips that they have from it. So there is that.
The animations they do are amazing. They put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by those.
Yeah, for sure. But I think we gotta start putting a bit more work in the content. And don't ask me why we need to do that. Ask them why they just suddenly released 20 tower floors when they've never done an update that big. Maybe it's because a fire was lit under their ass and they realized they started to actually need content to make sure money was still raking in. Like, it's pretty obvious, guys. I'm just saying. If you're releasing 20 tower floors, there's a reason.
All these tower floors are probably already planned out and made, but they're just waiting for the proper time to release them to put people back into the game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it's very interesting, though. Like, the content tweets get the least amount of likes, which is very interesting. However, for the spenders, it's the thing that's most important. It's just the free-to-plays that play for like their Gojo, their Shoko, their Ghetto, right? Those units, those people, they only play for the characters, but the people that spend, it's mainly for the content. So it's like they gotta keep content up because people are spending to be able to beat the content before other people. That's just how it is, right? So not releasing content shot them in the foot. It just did.
No content, no reason for people to spend.
Nope. So that's why new tower floor soon, guys. The Illusory Realm's sick. Like getting it 2 months in a row means on global you're getting new content every 2 weeks, which is it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I gotta admit, it is actually really nice that they're doing that. But what's with JP?
Catch up eventually.
Yeah, you're gonna catch up, and then you're gonna see why it's ass. That's basically it. So we're gonna wrap it up now. Do you have any final things you want to say?
Happy with the characters, unhappy with the rewards and the content.
Yep.
I feel like that's kind of a consistent thing that keeps happening. Besides, the period in between where we got shit characters and a somewhat good content. But they need to do more for the game, man, if they want people to keep playing it.
Yeah, because, listen, clearly, just in general, people left, people are not spending as much, and it's clear through everything they're doing. The web shop, the special packs they're doing, they're actually doing good packs, and they're doing good content. They're starting to do good content. So it's pretty obvious, right? It's pretty obvious that they want more money because they're getting less money now. So let's just hope they keep up with the content. But besides that, that's going to be it. Thank you, Burger, for coming on. We'll be back after the anniversary. We'll see probably once the event reruns are in, because I would like us to be updated on that and see how ass it is. And maybe we'll have another complaining video, because I absolutely love hating on gacha games. So fun to do. Absolutely fun. The best thing to do, especially when the gacha game is truly ass. Yes. And listen, I'll admit JJK's ass, but I still have fun on it. Okay, like I need to make sure it's understood. I do like JJK as a game. I do think it's fun. But it's still ass. I could enjoy something that's just absolute ass, okay? Like, I've played those knockoff Naruto and Dragon Ball games on mobile, okay? I could have fun through ass things, but I do think JJK has potential, which is why we're pretty harsh on it, because overall, they've been improving. We've seen the improvement. They just got to continue. So, with that said...
we want the game to improve and get better.
Yeah, basically. Now, with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like the video, and I'll probably link Burger's channel below. If I remember, I'll probably do that, hopefully. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.